This is WFYI News Now. It's May 13th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, Eli Lilly and Company announced an expanded partnership with Purdue University. An IPS school will convert to a charter school. And the Trump administration terminates federal funding that supports artists across Indiana.
I am your constituent. The people who benefit from this are your constituents, and this is hurting us.
Those stories are coming up. But first, the Indiana Pacers are one game away from advancing to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. After losing by more than 20 points to the Cleveland Cavaliers Friday night, the Pacers returned almost 48 hours later, ready to turn things around Sunday night. With a sea of yellow towels waving in the stands at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the Pacers quickly took charge and finished the first half of the game with a 41-point lead over the Cavaliers. The Indiana basketball team continued to hold onto the lead in the second half, defeating the Cavaliers 129-109. The Pacers are now at 3 wins, while the Cavaliers only have 1. 4 wins are required to move onto the next round. The teams will return to Cleveland for Game 5 tonight at 7 p.m. Eli Lilly and Company announced they would expand a partnership with Purdue University last week. The pharmaceutical giant plans to pump around $250 million into research initiatives over the next 8 years. WFYI's Ben Thorpe reports Purdue President Mung Chang said it may be the largest industry academic agreement of its kind in the United States.
The Lilly announcement will extend an agreement aimed at accelerating medicine development and bolstering the workforce talent pipeline. Purdue, like many universities, faces uncertainty as the Trump administration looks to limit or cut funding through a variety of means. Here's Purdue President Chang.
Now, this may not be the only part of the future of research, but it certainly is an increasingly important part, and we're very proud of a nationally leading agreement.
The funding will also support research into the use of AI tools in drug discovery and in scaling manufacturing capacity. I'm Ben Thorpe.
Cold Spring School, part of Indianapolis Public Schools district, will convert to a charter school. The change is expected to bring more than $400,000 in additional state funding and make the school eligible for more grants. The Indiana Charter School Board approved the conversion last week. The K-8 school will remain in the IPS system through a contract, like other independently managed schools in the district. Charter schools are public and tuition-free, but unlike traditional public schools, they're overseen by nonprofit boards instead of elected officials. Cold Spring leaders say the shift will support long-term sustainability. And for our final story today, federal funding that supports artists across Indiana have been terminated by the Trump administration. The National Endowment for the Arts, or NEA, has pulled funding from art organizations across the country, including in Indiana. The NEA awarded $265,000 to 13 art organizations in the state for the 2025 fiscal year. Joshua Simons is the executive director of the Percussive Arts Society. He says the cuts will have a trickle-down effect on the creative economy.
It might be a small grant, but it's each one of these things, comes back so many times over again for the state and for the government.
In an email notifying groups of the termination, the NEA cites grant-making policy changes to, quote, focus funding on projects that reflect the nation's rich artistic heritage and creativity as prioritized by the president. Simons had the opportunity to speak with U.S. Congress members about the impacts the grant termination will have on art initiatives in Indiana.
I am your constituent. The people who benefit from this are your constituents, and this is hurting us.
The Indianapolis Arts Council, Heartland Film, and the New Harmony Project are among those impacted. Organizations were given a week to appeal the decision. That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin and Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.